In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to change the back axle oil in your Vario. That's quite a simple job, but not everyone's done it before, not everyone might know how to do it, so I thought I'll spend a few minutes showing you how I do it, and hopefully you'll do the same. Don't neglect your back axle oil. It is something you do need to change. A lot of people don't. I think when it's wet and oily, so it doesn't need to be changed. It does. It gets condensation, it's mixed with water, and it will certainly extend the life of your differential if you keep the oil changed on a very regular basis, or at least according to the service schedule. So, see if I can, so I don't know, I'm just waffling on as usual. So, back axle, changing your oil here. So here we are underneath at the rear. You've got two things to note. One is the filler hole, the filler bung here. This is like a rubber bung that's pushed into that rear casing. You literally just use your fingers and pull it out. There it is there. Gotta say, I don't like that idea. You know, it's just seems a little bit too loose. You know, it's only got to pop out of there, and you're going to lose your back axle oil, and you won't know until you look underneath it. But that's how it works. That's how it comes. So that's pushed back in there. Presumably it's okay. There's on the other side of the axle, there's a breather hole, a breather tube. See if we can see it. Put us up here. That's the other end of it up there. You can see it there, this little bit, and that goes down into a breather tube on the front of the diff there, so may pay to check that that's not blocked up. One tool you need, and that's for the drain plug under here. I'll tell you now, that is a, there he goes, 14mm hex. That's what you're going to need for that on a ratchet that I've got here. This one costs £5, actually £4.90 from eBay, and it's a perfect fit. So you can try and make a tool up if you want to, but 14mm does the job nicely. Well worth buying that thing there. So all we're meant to do now is to drain it off, and then top up again up to the filler hole here till it dribbles out the top of there. So let's get that done. This is the old oil I've taken out. You can smell it's a bit old. It's an EP90, I believe. It's a little bit blackened actually, so probably worth changing. I've no idea when that was last changed. There is a service history of my Vario, which says it was serviced in 2013, so that's some time ago. So as I say, it's probably worth doing. The oil we're going to put in is this. It's an EP80W90 gear oil GL5 mix. I'm not quite sure what the GL5 stands for actually. That's a temperature rated thing, I believe, but as you can see, this came from West Bay Oils, West Bay Lubricants, a British company. Quite happy with their standards. So and it takes about, I think it's just under 5 litres. I think it's 4.8 litres. I'll tell you in a sec when I fill it up. This is my homemade oil filler. As you can see, I've just filled it to just over the 5 litres, whatever came in the container really. So 5 litres in there. We'll fill it up until it drains out, and I'll be able to tell you just how much oil they take. But first time out for this device, I'll make a separate video on how I made that actually, because it's quite a useful little tool, and it's something you should definitely invest in. So there we are then. That took the full 5 litres. Cramped under it. That took the full 5 litres of gear oil, chopped up to the bung hole just there. So we're just inside the hole there. Make sure you clean around these edges. Make sure you clean up around the outside of all your drain plug in your filler hole. Make sure it's, the bung itself is nice and clean. Slip it back in there, nice and snugly. He said, there you go. Not really enamoured of that idea, but okay, so that's the way it is, that's the way it works. So hopefully that should see me through for the next X thousand miles. Not sure how often you need to change the oil on these. It's usually about 12 or 24,000 miles. It used to be on Land Rovers anyway, so it'll be somewhere around that mark. Doubt if I'll be there fairly soon, so give it a couple of years, I'll do it again. Alright then, quick update before I close off this video. There's a couple of corrections I need to make. The oil I used, the EP8090, that's the GL5. The GL5 refers to gear oil, it's high-ploid oil, so it makes a lot of sense. The correct specification you need for the Vario is MB, that's Mike Bravo, or Mercedes-Benz, 235, MB 235 spot 20, and I would imagine that most oils have to that spec anyway. It's quite an old, it's not a new thing, been around a little while, so just check that MB 235. And the capacity was in fact 5.2 litres of that oil. It wasn't under 5, it's the gearbox that holds slightly less. I'll do a separate video on refilling the gearbox. And also understand there are two different axles. So according to my spec sheets, there are two axles. I imagine the other one's slightly smaller. It's got 3.7 litre capacity and slightly different oil. It's 7590, I think that was. And tell me in the comments if you wish and you want to. Does yours have a bung in the back as well? Because it's bothering me that I'm going to be driving along and wondering if it's popped out or not. So, or did the later one come with a screw cap in it? Let me know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Speak to you on the next one.